Hey, hey, hey. Time for another Out of This World story from rSpace. How to confront a cheating spouse. I can't call her my wife anymore. That word was sacred. It had intrinsic meaning. Found out that she is cheating on me, emotionally and physically, for a few months. She's out of town and coming back Sunday. I have made a decision that I am done. I need to talk to divorce lawyers on Monday. My question is, how do I confront her? I don't want to see her ever again. Can I just write a note and say, pack your essentials and leave the house when she gets back while I go away for a few hours? Can I say that you have 4 hours to process and get your things and leave the place I thought was home? And then, in the next couple of weeks, we will arrange a formal separation? We have both of our names on the place, but I bought the place many years ago and she just moved in after marriage. This was a complete commitment. I added her name on the title because this was our home. Would asking her to leave the house be illegal as she has her name on it too? Ask some questions, get some answers from the community. Stowaway Hamster says, do not say or do anything until you speak to a lawyer. Don't confront her. Don't let on that you know anything. Talk to a lawyer first, then figure out how to act. The OP replies, I wanted to get an appointment with lawyers today, but they did not do same-day appointments. Only thing available is Monday, and that's just an initial intake consultation. The problem is, she comes back Sunday. Hell, the way I have been acting, she might even come back tomorrow. She does not know that I know, and I have been faking it. Goon chimes in, ignore her and don't start a conversation before talking to a lawyer. Tell her you're tired, that you have some work to do, that you're busy. Anything to get a couple more days until you see a lawyer. Good luck. FS Mertz wants to add, don't do any of that movie crap until you see a lawyer. He or she will give you procedures in sequence. You can really hurt your position if you just follow your emotions. It's better if you don't say anything and fake another boring day. I think you got good advice in your prior post, and not following it would be foolish. Update. I'm in the dark right now. I'm hurting so much inside that my heart pains physically. This is the 11th day since I discovered that my wife of 18 months was cheating on me emotionally and physically for around 2 months. I wasn't the perfect husband, far from it. She wasn't happy, I wasn't emotionally available, and did not open up. She tried talking to me. I gradually started to communicate, doing more things, but it wasn't like I never showed love and affection. I did, but it was not enough all the time. She started spending a lot of time on her phone talking to this guy who was at our wedding. His wife had cheated on him and divorced him. He was there to talk to her. She had harbored some negative feelings against me from the time when we were dating. She wouldn't let it go. She did not remember all the things I did for her. Instead, she chose to remember the things I did not. There were many times I would just not be able to communicate to her because her silent treatments were just too much. I wish that I could go back and correct all those things I did wrong. Wish she told me that our marriage was at stake. I would give anything for her and our relationship. I found out and filed for divorce, and she moved out 2 days ago. I have spent the last 11 days in the worst possible way. I have paced in the backyard for 5 hours, screamed my heart out, bawled, gone without eating and sleeping for 2 days. Now only eat once a day, sleep for 2 hours. I don't know how I can go along like this. This pain is way too much to bear. I thought it will get better with time, but it keeps getting worse. I know I can't kill myself because I can't give that pain to my parents and brother, but I also cannot keep going like this. Have a normal life and job? I don't know what my future holds now. Update. Surviving after wife's infidelity and gaslighting. I believe I owe an update to this community. Background. On December 1st, 2022, I found my wife's Apple Watch and messages between her and our friend, who was her friend before. This friend was at our wedding with his wife. His wife was cheating on him with her coworker and ended up marrying him. His divorce was finalized around March of 2022. My wife and him started talking more after. I asked her about it, and she said he is going through a divorce and is depressed, and I am just helping him. I had no reason not to trust her because our marriage was great. I loved her, she loved me. At least I believed. She even helped him set up his dating profile late in the year so that he can move past his wife. Later in 2022, late September, early October, she tells me that our marriage is broken, and for it to work, we will have to restart, and that she doesn't want to have kids when we had clearly talked about it. This was a total surprise. I tried very hard to make her happy, do everything I can think of that she will appreciate, while she is acting strange every day, and making me think our marriage is bad because I don't ask her questions about her, what she is feeling. I thought to myself, maybe I'm not a good husband. First week of December, we were supposed to go to this concert in Johnson City, Tennessee. She says she doesn't want to go because she doesn't like the band and she has always done things that I have wanted to do. We plan to go to her parents' cabin in Southeast Ohio and drive separately so that I can go to Tennessee after that. While we were packing together, She decides that she is done packing and says she is leaving, abruptly, says bye without even looking at my face and leaves. I still think, okay, maybe we'll spend 2 to 3 days alone at the cabin, do our favorite hike together, and things will be good. I find her Apple Watch being charged and pick it up to send funny messages to myself, but then I see a notification or message, don't remember, and I open the conversation between them and my heart sank, and it physically hurt. Update. I filed for divorce on December 6th after confronting her on December 5th and finding that she is justifying her cheating. I later learned about the word gaslighting. I asked her to move out, and she did. It pained me to have to see her moving, going through the trouble. I was so worried, where is she going to go? This was her house, and she left hers to be with me. But I was not going to leave my home either. After she moved out, I bawled, screamed, cried, and a week later decided to do marriage counseling. And I wanted to give us a chance. I don't know why. I don't know if I was going to be able to take her back. Maybe it was a 50-50 chance, but I missed her and cared about her very much. I loved this person from the core of my heart, and we had made so many wonderful memories together. Being with her made me truly happy. I laughed with her till my stomach hurt, and even then some, which I hadn't after leaving college and starting corporate life and leaving my college friends in town. We spent January and February 2023 in counseling. I told her I'm willing to do everything to make this marriage work, but only on one condition, and that she never contacts this person again. She agrees to it. I did individual counseling too, all the time thinking if I take her back, how am I ever going to trust her, and that I don't want to live that life when she leaves the house. I wonder if she's going to meet up with him. We had a shared Mint account where all of our accounts were together, and you can see all the transactions. One day I logged into Mint because there was an auto email. Your credit score went down. I see transactions of a restaurant she likes, which is nearby this guy's house, and then I found she made a purchase at prowrestlingtees.com. This guy is into wrestling. I also drove to his house and see her car parked there. I decided that even though it hurt so much, my marriage was over, and there's no saving this. I had promised myself that if I found out that she is still cheating, I will never see her or speak a word to her ever again. I have not since. This was end of February, I think. I went through the transactions on Mint and found several transactions which were made to support their relationship. Which reminds me, I also knew about this expensive Valentine's Day flower she sent to him in February of 2022, and she herself told me about it and said it will make him happy because he is alone this Valentine's Day. I had my lawyer send the settlement letter. She has hired an attorney, and I don't know what is going on, but neither are they accepting the terms of the letter or making a counteroffer. The settlement was straightforward. She keeps all her accounts, investments, retirements, house, and I keep mine. She did email me in April to file joint tax returns because I did her taxes. I ignored it and filed it single separated. She asked me to take over one of the utilities, which I did immediately. I have made myself busy in the last 3 months. I've done some projects around the house, traveled a bit domestically, and went to Patagonia to do the wife trek, do things outside, walk a lot, but there are times it becomes very lonely. I almost cry. I have dreams where my house is on fire, or someone is stealing from my house, or someone is attacking me and I can't move to stop them. I think about her every day, and I like to say her name every now and then. I still love her. I pray to God that she is happy and safe. I also tell myself she is not the same person you loved anymore. I think someone made this comment in my previous post, and I think it's true, and that I have lost her in a way. I don't know if I will be able to ever trust someone in a relationship which I don't have any interest in anymore. I do wonder if I will be that lonely old guy. But I am doing better than I was in December and January. I thought it was the end, but there's so much to life, and I am so lucky to be able to experience. I am going to Colorado a couple of times in the next few weeks and hoping to get some great hikes in. I will live my life to the fullest. I have been almost a daily visitor to this subreddit, and the support I've gotten from you guys has helped me immensely. Thank you so much for the words. Thank you for the kindness. I'm so sorry to hear what you've had to go through. In terms of adjusting to this life-changing experience, you've already come a long way. You sought about professional assistance in the form of counseling, which is quite significant, not only for your marriage, but also for yourself individually. It says a lot about your strength and fortitude that you've been actively working on home improvement projects, traveling, hiking, and other activities to boost your well-being. With your divorce processes, you've taken precautions to safeguard your legal rights, and despite everything, you're still being sympathetic and considerate toward your ex-wife. That demonstrates your wonderful nature and kindness. Keep that kindness coming, but don't forget that you deserve a little of it yourself as well. It can be challenging to get over loneliness. It's normal to miss being with someone you cared about a lot and spend a lot of time with. But keep in mind that being alone is okay. Grieving is appropriate. Your emotions are valid. These emotions will pass through you if you give them time to. You're doing fantastic, OP. Now let's see what the community thinks. Critical Bank 5269 says, "She is nothing but toxic. She has no regrets about her affair. She enjoyed it. She enjoyed being with him and she chose him over you. She betrayed you in the most intimate way possible, choosing to satisfy her own selfish desires over your emotional well-being. She willingly had sex with him repeatedly, knowing it would end the marriage and devastate you emotionally. That's not a person you want. Stay strong and stay away from her. Take solace in the fact that 95%+ of attempted relationships between a wayward wife and her affair partner fail within 5 years, and of the less than 5% that last longer than 5 years, 75 to 80% of those end in divorce within 10 years. So odds are that within a decade, you'll be moved on and she'll be alone and broken." Terser78 wants to close things out for us. "You're doing the right things. Don't know how long it's been, but it might be time to have your lawyer force the issue if it's been months. No need to have it hanging over your head, waiting for it to finalize. The fact she never reached out even once about us tells you where her head is at. I would push legally to get it finalized so you can move forward with your life and fully close the door on this chapter. I didn't see it mentioned, but you might consider therapy to help you. You're taking some good steps, but some help to manage the trauma, mentally and emotionally, would be good for you." Thank you for listening today on rSpace. We hope you enjoyed what you heard. If you think so, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on our next video. Until then, have a good one.